Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Children of Morta. Ooh, we've got a cutscene. Let's start out by looking at this cutscene, straight away. I'm just gonna look around quickly. Doesn't seem to be anything else going on right now. So yeah, let's just take a look at this.
A song, but at the same time, so much more. A tradition that bonded the Bergsons together in trying times.
Huh. It seems like the family's gathered around, and it's hard to make out because you can really only see Mark's face, but he does appear to be chanting or singing something. So that's another nice little touch, another nice little short cutscene, and I like these. It doesn't have to be grand, it just has to get a little thing across, and that's all you need sometimes. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight ahead to the selection screen. I'm gonna go back to the
first guest to be summoned, Anaya, was to be found in the darkest depths of the Keldipo caves. For a spirit to leave her domain, though, was no simple task.
Alright. So as the narrator has just alerted us, we have indeed unlocked the final area in the Keldipo caves. Anaya Dia's Dominion. He just said the name, and I've already forgotten how to pronounce it. But yes, we can go into this area, but instead of doing that, I'm gonna go back into the Lost Trenches, because I think we're gonna do a couple runs where we don't try to progress the story. The reason for that is because I feel like things have been moving a little bit too fast. Early on in the game, you do get cutscenes pretty regularly just for doing runs, and they will reveal small parts of the story, and other characters will become unlocked. And you also get additional cutscenes for beating runs, and we've already gotten 2 of those for beating the first 2 areas. But I feel like all of that combined with the extra stuff that we're finding occasionally, it's added up to just a bit too much happening per run. And I feel like this game's pacing is meant to be a bit more spread out. It's more built for a first-time experience rather than, you know, coming back as someone very good in the game and blasting through everything very quickly kind of experience. So I'll try my best to keep the story progressing at a more appropriate pace. We are gonna go with Mark, though. We did unlock him last time. And this might be a bit tough because he is not leveled at all right now. So we're gonna have to earn our first few abilities by fighting monsters without too much help. Although we do have some upgrades from Ben. Maybe those will help us. So Mark is an interesting character. Show you how he fights. He is very much based on unarmed combat, and it's hard to get a full sense of it without actually getting into combat. What he will do is he will actually seek enemies a little bit when he gets close enough, which really is good for fighting enemies that are grouped together close. So, oh, I took a hit there. Didn't want to take a hit, but yeah, sometimes it happens. So, he can be hard to get a good read on in terms of how to use him. But over time, I think, as with all characters, you'll get a sense of what your timing should be. But I would say he is one of the slightly more difficult ones to start out with, just because it's a very different style of combat. Now, what do we want to do? Do we want to get the active, or do we want to get the passive? Primary attacks fill your armor bar, or the Scourging Whip. Grabbing and stunning, or just some... Well, we'll get both of them. Let's get the active one first. And what does this do? Well, we'll test it out on enemies when we find them. Okay. We just got some enemies spawning behind us, which is why I got a bit quiet, wanted to concentrate. So that's what Scourging Whip does. It will pull enemies together and stun them for a while, which makes it very easy to then take them all out. Okay, so something hit us. I think the bat might have been just out of range. Okay. Okay, let's settle down. He has a good amount of health, but that doesn't mean we can just squander it on these little hits from the bats. And oh, I'm getting hit by skeletons too. I'm just Are these bats immune to the whip? Is that what's going on? I think they might be immune to the whip. I'll have to test that out. Okay, this is gonna be a tough encounter. Because we have a guy here who is summoning enemies, and beating those enemies doesn't do anything for us. Because they're just constant summons. I don't even think you get any experience, and I don't think they give you a chance of dropping health or anything like that. So let me just make life a little easier for myself by taking this guy out. Okay, okay. Let's... Okay, we got a bit of health. We took that guy down, more importantly. His enemies that he spawned have now despawned. And we've gained another level, so... Things are looking up. Now this should give us some survivability. Okay. Gotta be careful fighting these guys. Okay. I don't think I've shown this minigame before. It's actually a lot of fun.
A table fit for the gods, but a game made for mortals. A hand was to be placed upon the pedestal, and their best was to be given.
So as you can see, it's called Pong of the Gods, and as you can immediately see, it's based on, you know, Pong, the famous video game. But rather than getting the ball to miss the paddle, which is what you would normally do in Pong, here, the paddle is just moving constantly back and forth, and the goal is to hit it a number of times, I think 5 times, and that's what will give you the prize. And if you miss, then you will lose a life. But I rarely ever lose lives in this. I've never lost a single instance of this minigame. It's not that difficult. It's not like I'm bragging. It's really not that hard. We'll take that. And we found an animal treat. That's gonna be our new currency item that we've unlocked now that the shelter is active. I think this guy is glitched into the wall. Yeah. Ah, I think that gold is also glitched into the wall. Ah, that sucks. Well, it's only a small amount. Not too bad, but still, it's always disappointing when stuff like that happens in video games. Okay. Let's get back into it. This is the Obelisk of Force. We'll... yeah, I guess there's no reason not to take it. Okay. Okay, let's concentrate. And frustratingly, there are 2 of those chests, and we have found no gems to open them with. Yeah, it looks like these flying enemies are immune. Okay. I'm gonna... maybe they're not. Maybe they just have a really weird hitbox on that. Huh. Found more health. Found another thing that modifies Scourging Whip. But I'll hold on to this because I don't think they... well, they obviously don't stack. And the last time I picked one up, it erased the old one. And I lost it completely. So we'll take the new one before leaving the floor. But for now, I want to get the benefit of the old one to the fullest. And I think it's already gone, but still, I'll wait until we're about to leave the floor before we take the new one. It seems the radius of this whip attack is a bit finicky. It's not... it feels like it would be in a circle, but it seems more concentrated just in front of Mark. Maybe that's the reason why I was having trouble hitting those flying enemies with it.
Passing through, the hero could put weapons aside for a moment.
This is interesting. So, if we do this, then for a few seconds we can evade as much as we want. But it doesn't last that long. I think this is ultimately going to be more interesting, because it's a way of doing damage, and I always prefer power-ups that improve my damage. Alright, have we found everything? I am really annoyed that we haven't found any gems, and there are 2 of these crates here that 2 of these chests here that we're gonna have to leave behind as a result. I'm just gonna do a quick sweep because it's possible that I've left something on the ground. Well, I've left that on the ground. And what's this? Oh, an animal treat. Well, so it's good that I came back for that, because I think I would have forgotten it. What I'm more interested in is, is there any way to get even the possibility of finding even one gem? And it's looking like the answer is no. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave both of these behind. Could have had really good stuff in them. We'll never know. Before we go on, I might as well even take... excuse me. Whoa. Oh, hold on there. Might as well even take this shrine. So we'll have... oh, more of you? So we'll have damage reduction for a while. And I guess that's good. We get 1 skill point which we can't do anything with. I'll just hold on to that. And yeah, we're just gonna go on to the next floor. Hopefully we can, if not win this run, at least make it to the boss, which would mean that we've also found every random encounter on the way. basically what I'm saying is I hope we don't die on this floor. And at least make it to the next one. Okay. Oh, I dodged that, meaning I was meant to get hit, but our dodge chance is what helped us. So, there's an elite guy, obviously it's one of these. Okay, let's... Is this gonna help us? It's actually doing considerable damage. But, obviously, our damage is a bit more robust. We took him down in the end. It wasn't that bad. But they are scary to fight because of how big they are and just how heavy their attack feels. Even if it doesn't necessarily do that much damage, it feels like it's always such a, you know, hefty hit. Alright. Alright, let's not get hit. Oh, we got some health on the ground. And that guy just died to something. Not actually sure what. Got hit by those spikes, but dropped 2 bits of health on the ground, which is a... Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh boy, okay, what's going on? Let's... Okay, we're getting hit by enemies that are offsetting the timing on their attacks just enough that I dodge one, but then get hit by 2 others. Which, if you think about it, is a pretty effective combat tactic. So, you know, good on them. I'm leaving that stuff on the ground just in case we get a bit of health back from leveling up.
This monstrous creature shouldn't keep me from finding the cure for the little cub.
Okay. Have a mini boss fight? Okay. This could be bad. And I think we can't leave? Yep, we're blocked. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna tank his hits. Primary attack has a chance to stun. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll take that right now.
One fungus bulb harvested. Not the most pleasant of smells, but would give bite and power to any remedy. Hold on just a little longer, young cub.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna play a bit risky. I'm not gonna take the health on the ground. I'm gonna hope that I level up first. Which I think we have a good chance of doing. Although, if I've reached the end of the floor, then obviously I'll take the health, because there's no benefit of just leaving it on the ground. Heavy weapons, that's an interesting option, because he is pretty quick. So losing a bit of speed wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world, but getting more damage could be pretty helpful. And we are taking a bunch of damage, but also getting pretty close to leveling up. Yeah, we're pretty close. Gotta be close, gotta be careful, because close to that, I think, gravity trap are spikes all around it. And that would be a very unfortunate way to die. Alright, let's... Okay. Ooh, nice, we've leveled up. Got a bit more gold from this chest. What's inside here? Oh boy.
Hudson's hair stood on end from the ominous sounds of the unholy ritual. Whatever it was, would not be a happy affair.
Oh no, we're stuck inside. I'm actually gonna wait, because maybe...
A greater enemy, but
Yeah.
also a greater reward.
If you let them finish their ritual, they will summon an elite. Now... It's a challenging fight, because then you have to fight the elite with these enemies already in the room. But I think we'll be fine. Because I think we've taken all of them out. Yeah. Let's just finish him. Yeah. That was nice. Alright. Now, what do we get for that? We have 3 gemstones. Anything good that we want to buy? Damages enemies on contact? I don't know about that. I'm just gonna bust open all these pots. There might be healing inside. Ooh, also, I just realized because we leveled up, we now have 2 skill points, which means we can level up one of our abilities. But more importantly, we'll be getting Mark's first family trait. What do I want to level up? Well, I think a longer stun duration would be really, really good. And what do we get? From the graphic, I'm gonna guess a movement speed bonus. No, it's actually faster regeneration on the evade bar. It actually sounds really useful. I like it. That's one of the things I like about this game, the way these family traits just slowly add up over time. And every family member contributes. And it's a really good way of incentivizing you to play as different family members, and indeed to try out all the family members and not just a couple of them. And the area of effect on this whip is a little hard to get used to, because visually it does feel like it should be in a circle, but really it's more towards the enemies that are in front. Alright, let's not get hit. I did get hit. I'm getting hit a lot? Wow. I don't know why I took that much damage. Alright. Yeah, the whip is very effective if you use it properly. Okay, let's... Yeah, let's concentrate a little. Because we can make good things happen in this run. We've already made some progress, but not content. We want more. Increase stun duration. I think I'd rather have the magic energy because it was doing a bit of damage. That, I think, if I can help it, I'll save for the boss fight if we get to it. For now, though, what I want to do is, I'm gonna go here and see what's in this room.
A creature of inanimate stone, given life by the power of the mountain god and presented to the mother of beasts.
Got a bit of background information.
Rama knew they needed to get past it to get to Aneadia's halls to discover more about the connection between the god and the corruption.
So the game's revealing a little bit about the, I guess, theological background to the struggles we're facing. the mountain god apparently is a very important figure, and I really should not have wasted one of the charges on my whip on a single enemy. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Can we get another level up? That's a good question. We're only on the second floor, so I would assume we would...
A temporary reprieve offered by the gods, and a prize waiting.
I would assume if we clear the next floor, we would definitely level up, even if we don't reach the boss. I think that's everything here, so let's take this healing, and I was gonna say let's teleport back, but it seems like we can't. Uh-oh, I accidentally used up my heavy weapons perk. I wasn't ready to do that. In fact, I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it at all. But I guess now we've done it, and we're gonna, for the rest of this run, be a bit slower, but we're gonna hit a bit harder. Oh boy, this is gonna make things interesting. That's just one of the things that happens in roguelikes. You get different builds, and ooh, that is hard hitting. You get different builds, albeit in this case, the change to our build was unanticipated. Oh boy, I got frozen at the worst possible time. Got a bit of our health back though. And this charm will drop a gemstone. I think there's no reason not to just use it right now. Got a bit of gold from smashing whatever that was. What do we have down here? Another gemstone? Yeah, we're hitting pretty hard. I'm pretty happy about that. And I am even getting used to the primary attacks. I'm gonna save that for the boss. I'm even getting used to the slow speed. Okay. Yeah, taking that guy out in 2 hits is always good. And managed to get through that enemy, I think, without letting the elite hit me, which is always satisfying. Electric bolts randomly emanate from you. Alright. I'm on board with that. Right. I shouldn't be wasting these. I should be saving these for the boss. Maybe I'll get a... Whoa! Hit that trap plant. Oh, got tagged by one of these ranged guys. Alright, let's see. I'm hoping I find another rune that modifies my whip, because this one has very few charges left.
One held a gift. 2 hid ferocious creatures. It was the lady or the tiger or the Bergson.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know if we've ever successfully done this one yet. And we're going to have to wait a bit longer, because once again, I guess between the lady and the tiger, we got the tiger? If I'm understanding that metaphor correctly. But that's okay. We got a few enemies to kill, which got us a little bit closer to the next level. Okay, we've got a... Nice. Those guys I'm getting the hang of fighting, now that I'm used to their incredibly slow swing. Ooh, these guys. I dodged them entirely by accident. I had no idea those 3 archers were even there. I just happened to move in exactly the right way for their shots to miss me. Oh! Okay, okay. I think we're in pretty good shape. We are indeed about to level up again. I always like that. Increased stun duration. Sure, I'll take that. Beat that guy up just in time.
For those seeking refuge, one problem simply replaced another. Though he was relieved to see family, Uncle Ben's first thought was of scavenging the things he needed to repair the ramshackle wagon.
Alright, look at Uncle Ben coming down here by himself to help people. But it looks like he needs a bit of help himself. So let's see if we can do anything about that. Maybe we'll find something in this zone. More animal treats. That's always good. Maybe we'll find something in the zone that can help him out. Alright. Ooh, yeah. Mark hits like a truck after that power-up we got.
Summoners in a circle. Surely nothing would come from it.
Oh, this is another instance where if we let them do their own thing, they're gonna summon an elite for us to fight. Wait for... No! Don't want to interrupt them. I'm just gonna...
Had they only been quicker.
Yes, okay. I know the narrator makes it seem like we failed, but ever since I learned that this is how this, you know, mini encounter works, I always let them summon the enemy every single time. Because it's just extra experience, an extra bit of gold, and maybe a really good drop from the enemy. We're getting a lot of gemstones. Ooh, this is a rare animal treat. Nice. Okay. Okay, this is a... Alright. These ranged guys are gonna complicate matters for us. Alright. Okay. I'm not gonna use my whip if I can help it. Okay. That went well. I'm happy with how that turned out. We found wood. I think we might need one further item before we can go back to Uncle Ben. And there are parts of this zone that are still unexplored. We do have a skill point, which I really should spend. What do we want? Increases the range of Mark's primary attacks, which is very important. I'm gonna do that right away. Because one of the things that limits Mark, like he's very quick, he's almost a quasi-ranged character in how far away from where he's standing he's able to target enemies. But it's not a very long range, and that's what limits him. And he's at his best when he's kind of jumping from enemy to enemy. And to facilitate that, you can use that ability that we just got to improve his range a little bit. And once you level it up all the way, he's actually really fun to fight large crowds with. Now let's see if there's anything interesting here. I'm fairly confident about us in this boss fight. You know, don't wanna, you know, declare mission accomplished too quickly. But I think we're gonna do it. And what would make the most sense? Both of these are pretty good. Provides armor and occasionally... You know, if we had one more gemstone, we could buy both of those. And now I'm kind of regretting opening up that one chest, because had we saved up and gone there with 6 gemstones, we could have gotten both of them. But I think we'll be fine. Now, the question is, which shrine do we want to go into the boss fight with? The Obelisk of Force, or what was the other one? There was damage reduction. Do we want to do a bit of extra damage, or take a bit less damage? Well, before we do anything with that, I guess we did only need one item. So we'll come back to Uncle Ben with the wood.
With supplies in hand, Ben began repairing the cart as the refugees waited, anxious to continue their trek.
Alright. I think we've completed that event. We also get our first keepsake. These are items that you get from the optional encounters, and they will become... well, they will be added to the furniture of the house, and you will be able to see them when you go back to the house screen. And I'll try to show this one at the end. Although some of them are pretty small, so you have to really look around the house pretty carefully to see where they are. Now, I'm stalling talking a little bit because I'm trying to decide which of these 2 obelisks I want. And I think ultimately I do want the Obelisk of Force to do a bit of extra damage. Because as Mark, we are going to be pretty close to the enemy. And that's how we're going to do most of our damage. Oh, I forgot to pick up... I'm going to take Yuki the Seal. I forgot to take one of the runes that we left on the ground was a primary attack damage rune, and I'd rather pick that up even at the expense of essentially wasting this entire obelisk, because it is going to help us out more. Yeah, the obelisk is entirely gone. So what are we gonna do with our last bit of our last 2 gemstones? Is there anything that costs 2? I don't think so. I mean, I'm gonna buy it just to get the codex entry if we haven't gotten it yet, and it looks like we didn't even need to do that. I mean, we're almost at full health, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah, we're just gonna... what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up all of these runes, just to make sure none of them are... just to make sure that none of them are new ones that we need the codex entries for. And we're gonna come back and go to the boss fight with the other shrine. That's one reason why I wasn't... too worried about losing that shrine, because I knew we had another one. We killed those guys with the trail of fire that we left from doing our evasion. Hilarious. Okay, yes, I think that's all we have with that. We're just gonna take this obelisk. And we're gonna... what's this? Yeah, I'll take that. And now we're gonna just go to the boss fight. Let's quickly smash all these pots, because once we go in, I don't think we can come back out. And if we can get a bit of extra gold, why not? Alright, let's go in.
The creature that now threatened the hero was a crudely focused inferno of hatred and
I
malice.
knew he was gonna do his,
One raging beast was not enough. Surely, two were.
Oh, wow. Wow. Did we take any damage? I mean, I know we dodged a bunch of hits, so we got lucky, but I don't think we took a single hit. I think we got through that without being hit. I'm really happy about that. Let's see if there's any cutscene upon finishing this. Well, I know there's gonna be one for the wolf cub, because I think this is the last thing we needed. But is there gonna be anything else, anything story related? We're gonna see.
Making mistakes was part of learning, no matter how talented you are. Lucy was feeling disheartened. Once more, she had better mastery of fire this time. But wait, disaster was about to happen. Thankfully, her father intervened in time. As if night had become day, the cub showed no signs of its past struggles, with Lucy and he now simply dancing the day away. If the little wolf cub was to stay, it would need a room and bed of its own. All too happy to build it, Ben only required some wood and nails from nearby.
Wow. We just got what are probably my two favorite cutscenes in the entire game. Number one, that thing with Lucy training, which I think is just so hilarious. And number two, finally, the wolf cub has been cured, and as you can see, is now on the staircase next to the cat. This cutscene looks like, because it involves the entire family, I think this one is gonna persist even if I leave the game. So I'm gonna leave it for now, and let's just look at what else is going on around the house before we call it a day. So we got the board game for finishing one of the special events. We, I guess, still have this boost. And these are some older notifications. I'm sorry, I was just looking through all of them just to make sure that there wasn't anything I missed. Now where is this board game? Let's remind ourselves, it looks like that. So can we find out where it is over here? If I don't see it quickly... Okay, I see it. It's in the top right room, in the bottom right corner. Right? It's just sitting there. I guess it's Linda's and Lucy's room. Well, makes sense, you know, they're kids. Probably enjoy a good board game. What I'm gonna do is, we've got a bit of money to spend. I think I'm gonna save that for the next episode. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna buy a hoarder. I'm just gonna get as much as we can. I'm even gonna save money so we can put more into Hoarder in lieu of getting anything else. So what we're gonna do in the next episode is we'll see this cutscene, and we're gonna do one more non-progress run. We're gonna take Lucy out for her first outing into the caves, and I am really, really looking forward to that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. So until then, take care.